What is up, you guys? My name is Texan and this is my channel, Yuhp Dragon Ball Super Card Game Things, and today we're going to be going over the deck profile that took me to first place. So if you don't know by the title of the video, I did play Dark Broly and Paragus. So if you don't know the leader, I'll go over them really quickly. Activate main once per turn, add up to one card from your hand to your hand from your life, and then look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can choose up to 3 battle cards with 30,000 power and place them into your drop area. Place the remaining cards under your deck. And then auto when he attacks, draw 4 or less awakening, draw 2, flip him over. On his backside, he has a activate main once per turn, place up to 3 black battle cards with 30,000 power from your warp to your drop, then draw a card. Activate battle, choose 1 black battle card with 30,000 power in your hand or battle area and place it into the owner's drop area, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the battle. Very good leader, very versatile. I do like the draw power with his awakening turn, so very nice. I like this leader a lot. Before I get into the deck profile, guys, I do want to go over the winners real quick. So for the winners for this little Gogeta reprint, you guys had to comment, subscribe, and like the video. About 6 people did so. A lot of your guys' names I can't pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. I'll put them up on the screen right about somewhere over here. Yeah, I'm going to leave an email down in the description below for you guys to contact me so I can get your information to ship them. I also want to let you guys know that if you are not in the US, I will not be shipping them to you, just because I should have made this more clear. Just because I don't want to pay to ship such a cheap kind of bougie-doo card. Okay. So getting into the deck profile, guys, I want to start off with my little defensive package. So with my defensive package, I run 3 Power Burst negates. Very good negate. You tap 1, negate the attack, and then you get to choose a battle card with the cost of 1 from your drop area or warp. And then also has a Sparking 5 effect, which is very easy to get with this deck. If you have 5 cards in your drop area, you can rip a life to activate this card's counter skill, so very good. 3 of those. Next up, we have 3 Petrification. This card's very good. Shout out to my boy Rodney for putting me on this card. This was not even in my main board at first. This card, you tap it for 1, comes out, negates the initial attack, and then you get to pitch a card from your hand if you want to, and choose any of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and negate its skills for the duration of the turn and your next turn. So if like there's a pesky blocker you want to deal with, you can go ahead and petrify the blocker so you can't activate blocker on your turn. You know, you got like a triple striker coming after his lead swing, negate the lead swing, get rid of his triple striker. You can't combo with him, you can't attack with him, and you can't be placed in your can't activate skills until the end of my next turn. So this card, very good, stops a lot of stuff. I also want to shout out to my buddies that did help me put this deck together. My variant of this deck was not as consistent, nor did it run the way that this does. So yeah, shout out to my boys Josh and Rodney for helping me a lot with this deck. Super combo of choice, SS Vegeta. Kind of just straightforward. With this deck, you should be, with how aggro that meta is right now, and also the ripping life effect, you normally awakening like turn 2. So this card is really good. Active turn 2, auto, gets plus 10k, yada. If your life's 4 or less, you get a bottom deck card from your hand and draw 2. Very good, because if you have any of your big old 6-drop Broly's in hand that you don't want in hand, you can put them back into your deck so that when you use your Dragon Ball under the 1-drop, you can just go get them. So moving into more of the deck, we got 2 of this Toa. This is Toa Aura Dark Elude or whatever. Activate main, choose 1 black battle card with 30,000 power and place it in owner's drop area, and then add 1 black battle card with 30,000 power from your drop area to your hand. So you can tap 1, play her out, activate her main, discard herself, and then grab 30k from your drop area. Very good, especially if you use your leader skill to put a 30k like overwhelmer back into your drop or something. You can use this to pick it up. Very good card. Also helps pick up the 1-drop Broly if you need to. Next card up on the list is this Toa right here. This Toa is very good. You tap her out, she comes out for 1, and then she has an auto upon play. You get to grab a Dark Dragon Ball from your deck, and then she has a activate main for 1 black energy. You get to grab a Dark Dragon Ball from your deck. So basically, the longer she stays on field, the more benefits she's going to get you. It's also going to make your opponent want to target removal for a 1-drop 30k that can't even attack, which is nice. Because of that, obviously we got the ball. I run 4 of the ball just because, you know, I run 4 of the ball. This ball says activate main, place this card and a 1-drop Dark Broly from your battle area, place them in the drop area, and then choose one Dark Broly from your deck or drop area and play it. So you can choose a 7-drop if you want with that. Most of the time you don't though. Get into the Broly package. We got 4 of this Broly, very good. Tap him out for 1, use the ball, go straight to a 6, or use his activate main for 1, move 3 battle cards from your drop to your warp and play them from your drop area. So good card. Very good card, starts the chain. So now moving into the Dark Broly package. We run 4 of this one. This is the rare, but this should have been the super rare. This warps something from your opponent's drop area that you get to choose, and then it also lets your opponent choose a card in their hand to warp. So they that does a lot of help with the control aspect of this deck, keeping their hand size low, along with them having to negate or combo out of 30k's attacks constantly. Really helps this deck. So for those, we run 3 of the SR, which is a warp a card from field. I only really run 3 because I wanted to keep my numbers low, and then also because you know, barrier is a thing. So if there's a barrier card or a card on field at all for me to remove, I'm probably gonna play the warp a card from hand. But I do play this if it's a card worthy of removal. I did use this to stop my Majin Vegeta matchup. Majin Vegeta throughout the 3-drop. The turn after I used my Mega Chikabura, I called his 4-drop, so I wasn't able to go into that because he used his Majin and Quickening, and it took his 1 copy of 5-drop from his deck. So he had to leave his 3-drop on field, so when my turn came, I pulled this guy out, warped his 3-drop, and basically stopped his entire Boo Chain until his next turn. Which he had to hard cast his Boo Chain, which is very unideal with Majin Vegeta. 4 copies of the 6-drop blocker. This card's very good. It's a 30k blocker that's just gonna stay on field because, you know, it's 30k. No one wants a combo to kill that. Normally I'll block with it. I'll use my leader effect combo with it. This card will save me 2 attacks. So good card. Comes into play for free. So the 7-drop, very good card. If you don't know this card has Deflect, Unique, and then EX Evolve for 2 energy. You can go over a Dark Broly with energy cost of 2 or 6. As an auto, if your opponent's at 3 or more life, you can switch them to active, and then your opponent has to choose a battle card each from their hand, drop area, and/or hand, drop area, and/or battle area. And then if they send 2 or fewer cards to the warp, they have to crit a life. Most of the time, your opponent just crits a life. This card's really good. You know, against my last matchup against Bulma, I played one of the 6 drops. You know, I swing with it first, and then I tapped 2, put this guy over it, made him go down to 3. And then basically from there I was able just to bully with 30k's. So put him there. So that's that Broly package for the deck. Not much to say about it. If you play Dark Broly, it's pretty straightforward. These 3 6-drops all have the same activate main. Send 6 black battle cards from your drop area to your warp, and you can play these cards from your drop. So very good. You can free play them. So now getting into the techie part of my deck. I run 2 of this card. This card is super busted. If I had room in the deck, I would run this at 4. This card is so good. Basically, he has Deflect, and then he has an auto. When he attacks, you can rip a life, give him plus 10, making him a 15k beater if you need him to be. Also helps you self-awaken. This is why I've been saying you normally awaken turn 2, because you can play this guy out, swing, you know, rip a life, get yourself down, and just keep pulling your life until you're at 4 ready for that awakening. But that's not even the best part about him. His second auto is even better. Once per turn, whenever your opponent activates a counter skill, they choose 1 card in their hand and send it to their warp. So basically, if I have both of these on field and you decide you want to negate, you're going to have to warp 2 just because of these cards. Or if I just have 1, that's a warp 1. And most of the time, people are negating with floodgates, which causes them to discard a card from hand anyways. So that's like a drop 3 from hand just to stop my turn, which I'm alright with. So, really good card. Next up, we got 3 of this SS3 Gohan. Very good card. He has a permanent, only one of them can be in field. He's a blocker, and then he also has an auto. When a black battle card is removed from your battle area by a skill, you can play this card from your hand. So basically, if I have the 1-drop and use the ball on like my turn 1 and this is my hand, I can just play him because he's removed from field by a skill. Or if I'm awoken and I decide to combo out one of my cards from field, That's removed by a skill, so he comes out. He's the blocker, really good. Slows down opponent's turns a lot. And then also if I like overwhelm out at the end of the turn, the overwhelm takes it to the warp. He comes out on field because it's by a skill. And then any opponent's removal, obviously. Very good card. I did use this to attack against my bo1 matchup just because I was like, I'm going for game. So he also can be a relevant attacker. He's a 15k, so like if you're swinging with your leader, you already swing with your 30ks, you can activate battle your 30ks out of field, play him, get this extra attack, you know, do overwhelms afterwards and stuff like that. So good card. Next up, we got 3 Mecha Chikabora. This, in my opinion, is the MVP of the deck. Shout out to my boy Rodney for making me put this up to such a high number. This card has deflect, so he's coming into field no matter what, turn 2. And then auto, when this card is played, I can declare a card name and cost, and then my opponent can't play it for the duration of their next turn. So if I'm going against like red Broly, I'm just going to call out one of their Broly chains depending on where they're at. Like if they got their 3-drop on field, I'm just going to call Broly 4, stop their entire chain. You know, if I'm versing my mirror match, I'm just going to call Dark Broly 6. If I'm versing Majin, I'm going to call, you know, depending on who I'm versing, if I know their deck at all, I'm going to say, you know, 4-cost Boo or 5-cost Boo, or, you know, screw that, I'll go straight to, you know, calling out the 7-drop Boo, so they stops their entire turn 2 play. And then he also has an activate main, which is very, very good for any deck that has balls. LOL. I'm putting on meme there, by the way, guys. He has an activate main. Once per turn, you get to grab a ball from deck. So very, very good. You can even use this in like Deneba if you wanted to where you can tap 2, stop a turn, and then grab a ball from deck so that you're ready for your Geneba chain. You can do it with Majin Vegeta, tap 2 on your turn 2 if you wanted to play a little bit slower mid-range version. Call a card and then grab a ball, you're ready for that. A lot of different options, guys. Very good card. Very good card. MVP of the deck in my opinion. Next up, I got 2 Gravies to Mega Straw. This card's very good whenever I attack or combo with it. I won't attack with it, honestly, just because I don't want to play this card. If I combo this card, I get to choose 2 cards in my warp and send them to my drop area. So if I've exhausted all these cards' effects, played them all out, and I'm only down to like my extra cards and my balls in deck and stuff like that, you know, like let's say I had 1 negate and like 2 balls in my drop area, and I had already warped all my battle cards out to play these guys from my drop. During one of the attacks, I can go ahead and combo, put 2 cards back, and then plus him, that's 6 in drop, so that helps me out with overwhelms, and also I can use it for the 1-drop Broly's effect, you know, him, and then 2 battle cards from my warp makes 3, so if I have him in drop, I can go ahead and make it, use him, and then the 2 cards that I moved, the 3 cost for his effect. So very good card. It comes in handy a lot, and also it's combo power, so can't go wrong with it. Next up, I have a 1-of Mira Crater Absorbed. I love this card. It's a 30k, so I can use it with my leader's effect, and then I can use Toa to pick it up for my drop if I need to. Card is very good. Has a deflect, so when I overrun him out, he can't get hit. And then he also has an auto. Oh, he has 2 autos, but only one's effective in this deck. Auto, when this card attacks, gets plus 5,000 power for every card and my warp for the duration of the turn. So basically, when I'm playing him out for game, I warped everything from my drop area, so everything that I've been playing during the game is in my warp at this point, giving him, I mean, like 3 or 4 cards alone is 20,000 power on top of his, you know, 30, so he gets to being a very, very big body very quickly, and then also I like to throw Champa double on him, so it's a 2 energy game winner. Very, very good card. Next up, I got 2 of this Maxan. It's a 30k that I can move with my leader, so very, very good off the rip. He has an overrun for free. He's a 30k, so he's just a big old 30k overrun for free. I could tap 1, throw a Champa on him, make him a 40k double. Very, very good card. And then also, the best part about the card is he has an activate battle for 1 black energy. I can discard this card from my hand and then crit a life, I believe. And then I don't take damage for the duration of the battle. So like, let's say my opponent's swinging with like Celzino, you know, quad strike. He's going for game, I'm at 4. I'm like, okay, I go ahead and tap a black, discard this dude, crit a life, and the quad strike's kind of just over. So very good card. I use it for double strikes or higher. I'm sure anyone else that uses it does the same thing. Very good card. Next up, 2 SS4 Bardock. This card is super, super good. This is probably my favorite overwhelm in the game. Probably the best overwhelm in the game for that is free. It comes out for free, and then he's a 25k dual attacker. So not only will he stop like get a negate or two out of their hand. He's also going to be taking quite a bit of combo power if they want to combo out of him. Plus he's free, so it allows Champa Double to be really easy to use because you didn't use any energy playing him, so you can use energy to swing with him. Make him a 35k double, and then he's just going to stand back up and swing again. This is what got me my game against bo1. This has got me my game against Turles, I believe. Yeah, not much to say about this card, guys. This card is busted. If you don't have it, I advise go get this. This is good in just about any deck that can get to 6 in their drop area, so very, very good. 2 copies of that. Moving on to the last 3 cards of the deck. 1 of each, just because no discrimination here. I like Destruction Gods, and I also like Kais, you know what I'm saying? So I keep both on deck, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, cards are both basically the same. 1 plus 10k combo power, and then they both have an auto that you get to choose the attacking card or battle card, you know, and then you gain this double strike. So card is very, very good. I'll use this on my leader if I have to. I'll use this on him if I have. I'll use this on anything if I have to. I'll use this on him if I have to for a game. You know what I'm saying? So this, and then even him, he's a 15k attacker as well as him. So I mean, these are both. They can be game enders if I really need them to be. So this card, very good. Everyone runs this. If you don't run this in your main deck with the deck you're playing, you're probably playing your deck wrong, because every deck that's any type of meta plays this card. And then last but not least, my SCR of the deck is going to be Kai. This Kai is really good, kind of situationally hard to use. I tried to use this against Turles. Unfortunately, he's swinging with his leader first, so I was like, whatever, I'll just stop his Damega or Unison. I tapped 1, played her out, and it basically stopped his Unison from attacking, but it just put a big old 40k on board that he wanted to remove. So he was able to remove this before it passed back to me, but then he ended up tapping himself out, so his negates and stuff were kind of shut off for the turn, and I was able to win. But he did remove this. This card did not get the board wipe like I wanted it to, but this card is very, very good. Especially if they want to attack with like a battle card first, you can go ahead and activate battle, stop their lead swing, stop their Unison swing, and then on your main phase you can go ahead and remove her from game and then wipe your opponent's entire board. So before the video's over, guys, I do want to go over my rounds, kind of how they went, like a quick rundown on what I was versing, how it went and stuff like that. I want to give a shout out to second place Majin Vegeta player Zach Spanky. Very, very good matchup. I had fun. And so getting into my rounds, guys, I got round 1 was against Red Gogeta BR. I hate to say this, but honestly, that battle was probably the hardest battle for me at all during this event, or during this local. And so basically, RNG is what saved me. I got him down to 2. I wasn't able to kill him. I passed it back to him. He got to his 4th energy. He tapped his 4, threw out his big old 8-drop promo from the Dragon Ball Heroes game. And that's a triple striker dual attack. I had a power burst in my hand, so I was able to power burst his first attack, take his second attack, and then upon his second attack, I picked up. So I was at 4. I picked up 3, dropped me to 1, and picked up 2 super combos. So when he did go for his leader swing, he dumped his entire hand. And from there on out, it's kind of like straightforward, you know. He dumped his hand. I was able to combo out with my super combos. And long story short, but when he passed it to me, I just played out a bunch of 30Ks and killed him. Round 2, I went up against Soul Striker Power Rangers, which is the Catapesla engine. It's the 1, 4, 5, 6. Really good engine, honestly. 1 comes out, searches for any part of the engine. The next one comes out, it's a 4 cost, like 20 crit or something like that. And the next one comes out, it's a 5 cost double strike crit. And then the 6 drop comes out, and then it's a 30k double strike crit dual attack. So very good engine. Unfortunately, my opponent had pretty bad RNG. He pulled into too much black in his early hands. He had to charge his Unison first turn, so he had to charge a black on his second turn, and then that stopped his leader from being able to get, or not his leader. He stopped his plays from being able to get his Unison on field by turn 3. So turn 4 is when he played his Unison, which really hurt him. Basically, long story short, that's kind of how I ended up going for that. Turles, very good game in my opinion. It was straightforward, honestly. I kind of played out my Mega Chikabura turn 2. I called out his Lakase so that he couldn't play that blocker, that little pesky annoying ass blocker. Helped me stall a turn, helped me put in damage without him being able to do much about it. And then I got him down to 2 basically whenever I had the opportunity for him to say no negates. I just dumped my entire hand along with Champa. So that's how that game went. Pretty straightforward. Turles for the L. Round 4, I went up against Zach Spanky's Majin Vegeta. It had to have been rough for him, I'm not gonna lie. So turn 2 comes. I went first, so I had the energy advantage on him. Turn 2 came from me. I tapped 2. I went ahead and threw out my Mecha Chikabura. I called out his Majin Buu 4-Cause, which I knew that he was tinkering with, the one from the Ultimate deck. So I knew that he wasn't going to be able to play that turn. I also watched him burst his 5-cost underneath the field spell. I did not only ran 1, but fortunately he only ran 1 for me. So that's very fortunate for me. He wasn't able to get his chain out at all. So that kind of helped me with the clap back. He left 1 energy up on his second turn, passed it back to me. I went to 3. He went ahead and went. I swung with a big 30k that I played out the turn before. He activated Dormant during that process, and since it doesn't actually negate the tech, I said screw it. He's already at 3 life. I'm gonna throw a Champa double, bring him to 1, make it to where his 1-drop weenies can't rip to get double strike, and make it so that his leader can't rip to get double strike. So I felt like I had a lot of control over that matchup. Unfortunately for my opponent, he didn't have very good luck getting his deck going. So shout out to Zach Spanky. That was a good match. Round 5, I went up against bo1 Gogeta. This was a turn 4 W. So basically on my turn 2, he was going to be going up to I don't know if it was my turn. It might have been my turn 3. He was going to be going up to 3 energy, and I knew he was playing the Gogeta package because that's like the best bo1 package in my opinion. So on his turn 3, I tapped. Before his turn 3, I tapped 2 on my turn. Played Mecha Chikabura, called out his Gogeta 5, was able to grab a ball and prep for my next turn. And then he kind of just had to leave all of his energy up, pass back to me. He kind of did a couple like Videl, negate, and then block, like cheeky little plays. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough for my onslaught, and I played him out on this turn. I Champa doubled him. I did a whole bunch of stuff to end that pretty quickly. So shout out to the bo1 player. Those were my rounds, guys. It was a 5-round. It was like 20 some odd players. Very good event. I had fun. And this is my build for Dark Broly that got me there. I want to give a shout out once again to the players that did help me build this deck and help me test and pilot it, because I am new to this deck. So shout out to my boy Rodney and shout out to my boy Josh. I do appreciate the help, guys. So that's that. And then also, if you guys did enter to win this, you guys' names are up here. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and check the description out for the email that you're going to be able to contact me so that I can ship these to you. Also, remember, if you're not in the United States, then don't even bother, because I'm not shipping it to someone that's like not in the United States. I'm not paying to ship these, guys. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching the video. I do plan on getting Zach Spanky's 2nd place Majin Vegeta profile, so do stay tuned for that. And next time, yeah, I don't know how to end this. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked it. See you.